Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be talking to you about more instant manifestations that have happened to me. I'm really excited about this one. You guys seem to love my instant manifestation stories. Every time something new pops up, I always write it on my list. And now I'm going to be doing these videos regularly. I'm so excited, so let's get into it. But before we do, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel, I talk about all things self-development, so if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here. So the first one is getting my Australian passport in a really quick and easy time frame. So in August, I went to the Australian consulate here in New York to submit my papers for a new Australian passport. My old Australian passport's expiry date was quickly approaching, so I needed to get that sorted. I knew that it was going to take a long time for them to actually create the passport. So I made sure to give myself ample time because I am also renewing my visa to stay in the States, and if you don't have your Australian passport, you obviously can't have a visa. So I needed to get that sorted ASAP. Everything went really well because the one line that I always use every single day is everything is always going my way. And even the lady at the desk was super friendly with me, and she was like, actually, you know, if you need to redo your visa, I can send over your new Australian passport number in about 4 weeks. And I was like, God damn, the universe is really helping me out because I didn't even think of that. So I was like, okay, great, thank you so much. Also, I was planning a trip to Fiji. I wanted to renew my visa in Sydney, and my expiration date for my visa is January, so I wanted to do that before then. And so 4 weeks passed, and it is now September 11th. I emailed the Australian consulate and I said, hey, can you send me the passport number so I can redo my visa? And this is where I freaked out because the email reply basically told me that there is a high demand in passports, so it's going to take a longer time for me to even get my passport number. They haven't even looked at my application yet, and it's been 4 weeks, so I didn't even know when I was going to be getting my Australian passport. I was expecting it in 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. In my head, I just kept on repeating, everything is going my way, everything is going my way. Luckily, I gave myself, again, as I said, ample time to apply for this Australian passport, and so I gave myself a month to not worry about it and not worry about this high stressful situation, because I knew that everything is going to work out for me and things are just going to be falling right in my lap. Monday comes around and I'm like, I'm like stressed about this situation. I don't want to come in here, you know, stressed out. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do what makes me happy and distract myself and just chill, you know. So the next day I was sort of more mentally prepared, but I was like, you know what, I just had this feeling of not sending an email, and I literally just manifested, visualized myself receiving an email from them sending me the passport number, simultaneously saying everything is going my way, everything is going my way. And so I did that literally for like 5 minutes, just really feeling like I really wanted to feel it. This freaked me out so much. So I manifested for like 5 minutes, Tuesday night, right, like the 4th of October. I go to sleep. The next morning, I wake up to an email from the Australian consulate saying that my Australian passport is ready to get picked up and you can come anytime this entire week. You don't have to book an appointment, you can just go and pick it up. And I was like, not only am I getting my, you know, passport number, I'm getting my physical Australian passport and I don't have to book anything. And this was the week that I had off, so I could go at any time. And I was like, great, I'm going today. And I literally had my Australian passport in my hands. And 24 hours before that, I had manifested for 5 minutes, visualizing that I just got my Australian number, and also saying that everything is going my way, everything is going my way. That gave me chills. Number 2, I manifested getting out of a fine. Now, it wasn't a fine per se, so let me give you the backstory. So I had a really big load of stuff to give off to my laundromat. I basically pay a service to get my laundry done. And so I handed it off, and then the next day I get a text saying, oh, we have to give you a $6 fee because you put in bed sheets that had like extra padding in it, like a mattress protector, so we have to charge you an extra $6.50 fee. And I was like, $6.50 fee? That's a bit weird, I've never had that before. And not that I like cared about paying that, because to be fair, I never gave off like a mattress protector with extra padding, like that's so fair. But at the same time, I just love testing my manifestation skills, and I'm like, let me see if I can do this. The laundromat that I go to, when you give off your laundry, you pay straight away. And so I'm like, okay, well I already paid, so I'm gonna visualize myself just walking in, giving my ticket over, and them handing over my laundry and me saying thank you so much, and them saying have a lovely day. And I visualized that once, and I just had one feeling, happiness, and that's it. And I walked out. So the next day I was going to get my laundry, but I had been held up at the gym, and then the laundromat closed, so I was like, all right, I'll go the next day. And so the next day I walk in, my visualization literally happened. They did not ask me for a charge. They just said have a lovely day. This is not even a joke, like literally word for word exactly how I visualized it in my head. I got my laundry stuff and I was like, period. Listen guys, visualizing, manifesting, law of assumption, law of attraction is not hard unless you make it hard. It is whatever you say it is at the end of the day. So you can literally say, I can visualize for 5 minutes, and I didn't even make this as like an assumption. It was just like an automatic assumption that anytime I visualize, it's super powerful and I get whatever I want. So that's exactly what happens. Listen guys, you don't have to keep affirming 24/7. I didn't affirm I'm getting my laundry, I'm getting my laundry, I'm getting my laundry every single like second of the day. I just visualized for 5 minutes, felt one feeling, and it wasn't even like, oh my god, I'm feeling so happy right now. It was like it literally just took me 5 seconds, and I really just felt as if this reality is where I get my laundry and I don't have to be charged. And that's it. Number 3, I manifested myself out of night shifts on my birthday week, and I didn't have to swap. So I do night shifts like 1 week out of the month. And if you ask for annual leave, then HR basically asks you to swap a night shift. So even if you put annual leave on the week that you do nights, you still have to do nights on another week, and then you just like swap. And I was like, this is not happening for me. This is not my reality. So I put in annual leave for my birthday week because it's my birthday week, duh. And it happened to fall under a night shift, and HR emailed me and they were like, hey, like you need to do a night shift either next week or in 2 weeks so we can swap you with someone, like take your pick. And I was like, no. I literally didn't even visualize. I just said everything is going my way, everything is going my way, everything is going my way. And then I basically emailed asking if I could not do that. And I just kept on affirming everything is going my way, everything is going my way. And they are like strict on this, right? Like they need you to do a night shift. If like they don't want one person to do 2 weeks, right? Listen, it doesn't matter how it happens. Circumstances will shuffle around different things and situations and people in order for you to get your manifestation. So that's exactly what happened. They were like, sure, like you don't need to do a night shift. So I didn't even do a night shift for like a whole month. And even more than that, like 6 weeks, because I was like, everything's going my way. So I didn't get to swap. I just stayed on day shifts, period. Number 4, another free coffee one. I love free coffee in some manifestation stories. They're so cute. So this one is so random. I was rushing to work. I was late and I really wanted to get a coffee, but because I was late, I was like frantic and I wasn't really concentrating, obviously. So I'm like running to work and I'm like, I really need a coffee. So I go on the Bluestone app to get a coffee, and while I'm literally running, I'm paying, and it turns out that I paid for a coffee that was in another location, and I was like, this is bad. The Bluestone that I go to is like right next to my work, so I just run in, run out, enjoy my day. So then I'm like, oh, this is gonna get sorted. I'm gonna get a free coffee. Like I didn't even stress about it. I went on the app again and I ordered through the right cafe that's close to my work. So I paid like double coffee, right? I go into work and I email Bluestone Lane and I'm like, hey, this is what happened. Can I get a refund for that? I'm so sorry, like it was a total mistake. And then I'm like, everything's going my way. And they were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for this inconvenience. I'm like, inconvenience? It's my fault, but you know, whatever you say, you know? Sorry for the inconvenience. This coffee's on us. And then you're getting like an extra credit for another coffee. I got 2 free credits basically, if that makes sense, for the coffee that I bought just then and for the coffee that I bought at the different location. And I was like, okay, period, everything's going my way, always. Number 4, I got my Matilda chocolate cake. So I was scrolling on Pinterest and literally, okay, this is the photo. Literally so good. So I saw this, right? And I was like, this is mine. Like I just had the biggest want for that exact chocolate cake. And I just have fun with my manifestations. Like manifestations are meant to be fun. So I'm like, within 24 hours, because I love like doing little challenges and stuff, it's so much fun. In 24 hours, I'm getting this exact cake. This day I go into work and then something that just hits me to go, like I walk past this specific place all the time, right? I don't remember where I saw this, but throughout the day I saw, oh, it was on Snapchat, because I don't use Snapchat, but I use Snapchat maps while I'm at work to look for videos. So in one of the like articles from Snapchat, it was like best coffee places in Manhattan. And I was like, oh, I could use like a coffee after work, like I'm really feeling it, blah, blah, like totally completely forgetting about this chocolate cake. And so I click on the article and this specific cafe, I'm not gonna name it, but I always walk past it. I don't wanna give anything away, but it's like one of the most iconic places for coffee in Manhattan. So after work, I go into that cafe and guess what I see? I see a Matilda chocolate cake, like looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. And I'm like, and it was so good, oh my God, because everything goes my way.
Smells chocolatey, eh? Now, eat it.
Number 5, I manifested hair health literally within a couple of minutes. So I listened to this subliminal, I will put it up in the link here, and it was about hair treatment and hair health and getting your hair super like luscious and shiny. And I literally listened to it once with headphones on, and then literally in a couple of minutes I get an email from a brand that is so good, and they're like, we would love to work with you, can we send you keratin hair product treatments for hair? And I was like, can you? Yes, 100%. And so they're sending me the product. So like, it's not like I have it in my head now, but literally I manifested something. Like, you guys have to be open-minded to this kind of stuff. Like, as soon as I listened to that manifestation, like subliminal, got an email for free hair treatment. Like, how are you gonna get the 3D to confirm? Stuff like that is gonna come your way to help aid you in your manifestation, right? And finally, I got spoiled. Well, I may be grasping at straws here, but I like to see every single success as a celebration, even though it's so small and can be potentially seen as grasping at straws. But again, I love any and all manifestations. So I particularly on that day was like, I'm so spoiled. Sometimes I just like feel like whenever I'm in the mood for a specific thing, if I want something, I'm just gonna manifest it. Like, I felt like getting spoiled that day. And so in the morning I was like particularly manifesting that, like, oh, I'm so spoiled, like everyone is so nice to me, everyone goes out of their way to help me. And so I go to Starbucks, I ordered a pumpkin spice latte, and I'm walking in and it's like a drizzly like day and it's so nice. I had a lovely walk and I walk into this Starbucks that I've never been to, and it is so packed because it was like raining and literally I could barely even move. And because I ordered through the app, I, walked through the line and I got my coffee, right? And when I tell you guys, it was so packed. And even when you're on the app, people look at you like you have 3 heads when you're getting to get your coffee. It's like, I ordered this on the app. So anyways, Literally, Starbucks stuff is like running like rampant. It's so busy in there. And so I get my coffee and I need a straw, and it's like behind the desk, so I can't reach it. And I was gonna like reach over to grab it because it was so busy. And like I literally just took my pumpkin spice latte, looked at it, and I was like, thank you. And he's like, oh, do you want a straw? And he literally like runs across the Starbucks, takes the straw, gives it to me. I'm like, thank you so much. And everyone's looking at me like in line. I don't know why, but anyways. And I'm like, of course, because I'm always spoiled and everyone always wants to help me out. Literally, this has never happened to me, even as I go to my regular Starbucks and it's not as busy. They like don't offer you straws, and they're like literally hand it and like run and whatever. I've never been like randomly offered a straw, and because I wanted one, I got it. Because I want it, I got it. So I hope that you enjoyed these 6 instant manifestation success stories. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.